expensive. No. They got me for like $35.
No, it's not cheap. The service isn't good. The food's not great. But they do make good fettuccine Alfredo. I don't care what anybody says. I'm on their menu right now. I'm on their menu page looking for a location. Patrick, when you're there, you're family. I think you understand.
My family doesn't charge me $35 for food that sucks. That's never happened. So no, I'm not family, or they're not mine, or whatever.
When you're there, you're family, man. Trust me. You know, the closest Olive Garden to me is 30 minutes away, and I'm going to drive there.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh, actually, there's a closer one now. That changes everything. That changes everything. Mystical Dispute the draw. That is an Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath.
Wow.
Powerful. Yeah. Tell you what. Pretty powerful. See if that resolves.
Come on.
There it is. It's in there. You're all good. Cycle the hieroglyphic illumination, pack negation, and planes. All right, let's buckle in. Game 3 here. Last match of our wildcard round, I believe. Ooh, touchdown, Tyreek Hill. He's powerful. He's really good at football. What would you do if you were that fast? Would you just run around all the time?
I would probably find something better to do with my time. I'd probably parlay it into some 8-figure job in professional athletics.
Like, if I could do a backflip, I would backflip all the time.
I feel that way about dunking. Dunking is something where you can't necessarily like make a living being able to dunk a basketball. You have to do a lot of things to be able to play basketball for a living.
Yeah.
But dunking is just so sweet.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. Here we go. A little bit of a man advantage, but you're also playing against your own big pig. Okay. Look at that hand. Gust, pack, disallow. Typhoon, Narset, Dovin's Veto. That's a lot of permission to work through. I'll tell you what. That's not easy.
My intuition here is to Gust here with the intent of using Field of Ruin because Rory really needs to find a third blue source of mana here. The hand's just so bottlenecked on blue mana sources. Like, you want to be able to play Narset with Veto back up. You want to be able to, maybe be able to cast 2 counter spells in one turn. And you can't unlock any of these lines until you have a third blue source of mana.
All right. I agree. And you agrees with you. Rory agrees with you. Excuse me. Rakdos Sacrifice knocks out Will Pulliam. Pulliam on Mono Red Goblins no longer in the tournament. Good run for Will. Bertham Melita is going to gain a little bit of life. This is our final match of our wildcard round.
Yeah, let's get this going.
A little Narset action? Powerful card. How about a Dispute? You want to veto that? You gonna have a battle over this thing?
I think so. I mean, it's just, there's so much implied value if you can get it to resolve. It really cuts the wings off of a lot of the best responses sort of in the long term. You don't even have to worry about Nissa the following turn because your 0-4's up. Yeah. So I would pick a fight here. Also, your hand's getting clogged up. You need to start casting stuff. Like, you can
just get stuff out of your hand.
Just whatever the exchanges look like. Maybe they're good, maybe they're bad, but you can't be sitting back here the whole game with these 3 and 4 mana cards in your hand and not being able to play 2 of them in one turn.
Yeah, I agree with you. I do. We're having a long think about it. We could go Pat. That's a little surprising. Okay. All right. Well, Narset is in. Birth of Miletus.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to cycle the Triome here on the end step. Okay. And Gross Spiral's the draw, and now Narset's the draw. And now we lead with... We're not sure. Which one do we not care about getting countered? Narset or Nissa, if we're going to play a spell? A Planeswalker.
I kind of feel like Nissa's the weaker of them, because the timeline to do anything is so long against the 0-4.
Oh. Do nothing, pay for pact, end the turn. Gross Spiral, Drowned Catacombs, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I'm just resolving both now. Or at least one, because there's a pack in hand, but you could conceivably resolve them both.
Yeah, I mean, I understand there's some reticence here about going to pact again, because it ties up your mana for another turn.
Yeah.
But if you allow the Nissa to resolve, and your opponent's got any sort of hand at all, your mana is going to be tied up for multiple turns anyway, trying to fend off what's coming.
Yep. I don't even think you're really going to be able to fend off what's coming, given the texture of the hand. I think you have to do this.
Right. Also, the upshot here is also, if in the event that you pay for pact and you draw a land, you at least have veto up for the next turn.
Yeah, sure. Ooh. Typhoon or TCs? They're both pretty appealing. Yeah, when you draw a land, it's a pretty big game. Typhoon, that's not great. Okay. Activate here. There's a Gross Spiral. No real decision, except for when to cast it.
Not this turn.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, you made it sound like there was a,
Well, I mean, there's not a lot you want to do this turn, right? I mean, you'd love to be able to just windmill slam Krasis for the full amount, but you don't get to draw any cards.
Yeah, this hand's just a lot of the values tied up in cantripping, so you...
Yeah. There's Birth, there's a land. So that pack stuff, it looked like a bit of a mess, but Rory got out of it totally fine.
Yeah, the concern
got out
here,
of it alive.
The concern here is this Typhoon, because if you're able to attack down the Narset, now Yuma's hand is all hitters. I mean, it's just all super powerful cantripping. So it's very important to be able to protect your Narset here. Whether or not Rory knows this is where you're at.
Well, that's a tough take too. Here, you see Eliminate. Oh, we're actually going to take Eliminate. Bold. Okay.
I mean, if you're able to get the Narset off the battlefield, your hand is awesome, and it's the best card to give you a shot of getting the Narset off the battlefield.
Yeah. Make a 1/1 with veto up. Okay. Try to resolve Eliminate.
I mean, you got to pick a fight here. Although I guess there's the concern of how likely am I to be able to protect this Narset the following turn. Yep. It's not like Rory's ready to go with an answer to the shark, So there's
Yeah, that's
Maybe
true.
Maybe you just gotta let this one go and try to pick a better spot down the line.
Okay, gonna let it go. So now the hand is on. Let's do this. Step 1. Return Uro from the graveyard.
Yeah, I mean, this hand is just not super good against the battlefield right now.
Nope.
It's planeswalkers that are going to be really challenging to protect. Counter spells while you're behind on the battlefield. You know, how many draws do you have to something that can actually improve your conditions from here?
Well, we're gonna do some battling now. All right, I'm gonna negate. You want this Narset? You're gonna have to work for it a little bit, which is gonna type your mana some. So, okay. There's Veto.
Yeah, Yuma at this point is on the front foot with resources to such a degree that you just don't care what the responses are. Like anything that frees up your mana for next turn is going to represent an avalanche of cards. And if you win any of these exchanges, then that's great too, because to catch up, Rory's going to have to draw into something that's significant.
Well, let's try to get Narset out of here. It's a good place for an 0-4 to step in and say, not quite yet. Thank you. Okay.
Well,
so
with
what's
Narset's
next?
Well, I think when Narset's on the battlefield, your hand's kind of a holding pattern. I'm not super interested in just casting a Crisis for the sake of it.
I don't mind it because there's a backup. It's just playing it like as a 3/3 or something that's not like enormous because I want to leave this counter magic up. And I don't hate this. My hand's pretty good. You know, I got a backup one. I got an Uro in the graveyard, assuming I get that Narset off the battlefield. I don't love the idea of doing nothing.
I don't know, the backup one doesn't, like, there's no guarantee you have enough stuff to play with over the long term. Like, I guess if your position is, if you get the Narset off the battlefield, your whole hand is unlocked to such a degree that you can just spew off a Crisis here, I think that's fine. But with negate in hand, your opponents, it's going to require a lot for them to be able to manage the battlefield as it stands. Okay. And I just don't think it's a lock that one Crisis left over is enough to pull you ahead in this game for sure. So I think I would have preferred to hold back here, but it's definitely close. I'm not saying it's an obvious play, but my instinct there was just kind of leave things as is, lean on your negate to manage the follow back, and put a burden on Rory to have multiple cards that can play through the board just to keep his head above water.
Okay. Well, there's a Triumph Cycle. Good time to do it, of course, on the end step. Now you untap, you draw, you picked up a copy of Shark Typhoon. That's a good one. Continues to be incredibly impressive. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say that that attack looks weird. I mean, we're all tired, but that attack looks weird. Narset flashes red, said, "You don't get to draw a card. Don't even think about it. Goodbye, wall token." Narset down to 1. Okay. Almost got the job done. Pack Negation. Very good alongside Gideon of the Trials, and there's an emblem on the battlefield. But we're not there yet. Teferi gonna resolve. But can't draw any cards. Can tuck something away. Now here's Gideon. All right. Well, it's a 3-1 Planeswalker advantage, but for how long? Draw a card. Oh, I like this. Is interesting. When do you got to cycle that Shark Typhoon at the right moment, or otherwise you get disallowed. Huh. This could get really interesting. Okay. Right on it. Izuma.
Yep.
Right on it. Nicely done. That's an easy one to mess up.
Yeah, that's a high stakes
about
one.
it.
That's high stakes.
You kind of have that triggered ability of making a shark. All of a sudden, things are not going well. Your Uro's dunzo by Gideon. Now you got a shark to go there to take care of Narset, and now you got a shark to go there to take care of Teferi, it looks like, instead of Gideon, which that's a close call. But now it's back to a 1-to-1 Planeswalker advantage. And now your cards that can trip. And he's wow. Yeah. Rory King says, I am out of here. I can't beat this. And concedes immediately.